Folks, today I'm going to talk again on one of the very, very important topics um, that's needed for not only life but also to make some changes in the world. One of my friends, one of the commenters watching my Tamil video said, I see in India, especially in Tamil Nadu, a lot of trees are being destroyed, forest is being destroyed. Because of this, animals are really suffering, and there's a lot of powerful, politically very powerful, and also rich people behind this. I want to make some changes. I want to fight against this, and I'm not worried about me, but I'm worried about my family. So tell me, what are the qualities needed for a good leader? And I'm going to talk about the real qualities needed for a real leader in this topic. And also, I'm going to talk about what are the qualities needed to lead a joyful life. I mean, the basis for all this thing is same. That's what I'm going to talk about. Now, one thing that is very much needed for a leader is that he should never, or the basis, the reason, the push, the force behind the changes that you want to make should not be hatred. And I see in Facebook, for example, after the recent Indian election, there are two groups. One is BJP and non-BJP. Even in Tamil Nadu, among Tamil friends. Each of them, each group is calling the other group as dogs and using a lot of abusive hate words with a lot of hatred. So I asked one of the folks in one group, if we use such strong hatred words with a lot of hatred, do you think that you can change the other people to your side? They are going to run away from you more and more. So please use some words with love and also affection. Then probably they will think about the point that you are trying to make, and then they will change. So the first quality that is needed for a good leader is that your push to make changes in the world should not be based on hatred. There should not be any hatred in you if you want to make changes in the world. The second thing is that, another friend asked, another friend who watches my YouTube videos often said, I want to spread some of the, you know, as a spiritual message to people that I have realized. But I see a lot of powerful forces in front of me, and I'm feeling overwhelmed. And tell me, what should I do now? The quality that is needed for a good leader, or if you want to make changes in the world, is that you have to have basically love. the love that I have been talking about all along in all my videos almost. If we have this love as a basis for making changes in the world, then you will have never hatred. You will never hate anybody. You will not use any abusive, hateful words towards other people. Um, and also, when you have real love, um, uh, you will not be able to see the power of the forces against you. If you have watched my responses to some of my comments, so many people have commented that you are not Kalki. You may, what you may be saying may be right, but you are not Kalki. And not only that, one of my watchers of my video said that you seem to have a lot of ego and so on and so on. There were many such comments. And if you have noticed, I responded to all of them without any hatred and with affection, with love, that be open minded. Don't worry about who I am, whether Kalki or not, it does not matter. And you listen to what I'm saying, may find out whether it makes any sense. All the changes that I'm trying to bring in you, and if it makes sense to your reasoning, then and then feel that ignorance is present in you, that will go away automatically. And in all these responses, absolutely you would have noticed there is no hatred. Some of you may be thinking that I'm just presenting a good good impression in my videos. So I'm making it up. But there are several very close friends of mine living with me in America, and they know how I interact with them, and they also watch these videos. If they feel that I'm making it up, just posing as a very loving person, they will comment. But you would have seen that none of my friends, close friends who know me well, say that, hey, you are saying one thing in the video, you are presenting yourself as a very very loving person, but in the real life we know how bad you are, and all. They would have commented. So if the basis for your leadership, the changes that you want to make is love, and the forces against you will not be powerful at all. You will not see, and the forces against you will not have any impression. Even such things hit you strongly, the response from you will be just love. And another friend of mine, watching some English videos, after especially watching the who creates an avatar video, which I presented recently, I think a couple of days back, said, yeah, I watched this, but human ignorance is not the only reason why people are suffering. People have to suffer, only then people will get salvation. They will gain the place in the heaven. They will merge with God, etc., etc. And she was saying that even in your case, every movement is preordained by a force of God above you, and so on and so on. And I'm sure that she didn't realize God and things like that by herself. She's probably hearing this from various priests and religious teachers, and also she has formed this kind of opinion after um, uh, reading some of the religious books. The point that I want to make is that belief is a very, very dangerous thing for a leader. If in my life, there are only three things as far as the various information that I know. One kind of information I know for sure that they are true. Another kind of information I know for sure from my first-hand experience that they are false. Then there is a third category of information that I have. That is, my response to them is that I don't know. Those things may be true or false. I don't believe that is true, or I don't believe that it's not true. I'm just open-minded. Even when I say in my some of videos, when I say, okay, I believe it's true, it's not really belief. What I'm communicating is, I don't want to hurt somebody who is here watching my video or hearing my words to be hurt when I say strongly that it is true. So I'm trying to say politely that I believe it is true. The same thing, sometimes I may say I believe it is false. So these statements are not based on beliefs. I want to be polite. The interesting thing about being open-minded is that you will not be spending any of your energy on that point. Let me explain that. If you believe in something strongly, what happens is you don't know whether it is true or false, but you are thinking, forcing yourself that it is true. And for to maintain that belief, you have to spend a lot of your energy. Not only that, when somebody is talking against that belief, you will erupt and you'll be spending a lot of energy posing that statement, creating some kind of strong words. So, but if you are open-minded, you will find out that you are hardly use any of your energy there. You are just open-minded, so you don't waste any of your energy there. So, for a good leader, what is needed is open-mindedness. You know that if you know that something is true, find out for yourself and don't just believe it. Find out for yourself. And also, same thing about the falsity and rest of the stuff. You should be open-minded. That's what I've been saying to all my viewers. Don't worry about whether I'm Kalki or not. Be open-minded and just listen to what I've been saying rather than whether I'm Kalki or not Kalki, and so on, so on. So basically, you should be open-minded, and that again, the open-mindedness will automatically come if you have the basic love of this golden light inside you. Then another important thing I want to communicate to you is that this love that I'm talking about is not something that is hard to realize. People are thinking that it is very, very hard to realize this love that I'm talking about, because that's the impression that all these people, religious teachers, have communicated to most of the people around. It is one of the greatest thing. Shiva is love, and realizing Shiva is same as realizing love. So immediately people will think that love is something big, huge, and one has to It's only for very advanced people, not for the day-to-day people. But that is just that's not correct. It's not true. Love is basic of human existence. Let me give you some example. If you notice a woman, for example, they will appear to be yielding to their husbands or sometimes their father or brothers and so on. So usually men will think that, oh, okay, I'm leading. I have the power and I'm able to convince my wife or sister or my mother so that she listens to me. Woman, yields to men not because of their power, but it is because she has love. She has love of the family in mind. She basically loves husband or father or brother. It's not because a woman is afraid that she yields, but because naturally a woman has that love, and I can feel that as a woman. Just like as a woman will feel, not many men, as I pointed out in my earlier video, can understand this fully. And also, if you notice, people say that a woman becomes a really woman not when she becomes of age. And sometimes, probably you would have noticed that young girls who become of age, they will just be hateful of the monthly menstruation and things like that. They will be wondering whether I got all these things. It's very painful every month, and a woman does not become a woman when she gets married, whereas men will feel generally that they have achieved something in their life, a major milestone when they get married. But women will be just another step in their life. Marriage is not greatest thing for them. Though to some extent, some other people who are really feeling who felt for a long time that they could not get a husband, then they will feel a little bit relief when they get married. But when the real time, the only time that a woman feels or one becomes the full woman is when they become pregnant and when life moves inside them, and that gives extraordinary joy to them. Men cannot really feel that. Only woman can feel that. That time she feels that extraordinary joy and love. Also, when after giving birth to a child, sometimes women have to go through tremendous pain to really give birth to a child. But immediately after watching that, after looking at that child, they all the pain will vanish, and they really, really love that child, the life that has come out of their body. Only then a woman becomes really a woman, because it is at that time she feels extraordinary love. Of course, later in life, in some cases, that love becomes affection, attachment, and that gives some trouble in some cases. But at that very moment of giving birth to a child and feeding a child, she feels extraordinary love. And that is why I'm saying that women are really fortunate, kind compared to men, because they are very, very close to this love of this golden light. So the point that I'm trying to make is that a woman does not go and do meditation and great tapas, go to forest or ashram and make lot of they don't do a lot of reading and so on to get to understand this love of God. It comes to them naturally. So the love, not only in women but also in men, is second nature, just basis of human existence. So if you listen to my videos, if you understand the ignorance that people are having, which converts this real love into an attachment, then this love will shine in them, and that love should be the basis for a leader to make any changes in the world. Anything else, if anything else is the basis for their action to change the world, it will bring another hatred, another painful situation very soon. But if love is the basis for your change that you want to bring out in the world, and there won't be any problem at all. But sometimes the changes that love is trying to may take some time. That's okay, because it's very hard to make real changes among people, especially those who are buried in ignorance, as it is right now in humanity. So it does not matter. So basically, what I've been trying to communicate to you in this video is that love, love of that golden light is the basis for not only being a real leader to make changes in the world, but also to lead a joyful life in the world, and also to find God if you are interested, the kingdom of God if you are interested. Okay, folks, that's what I want to communicate to you, and I'll talk to you on another day and another very important topic. Talk to you soon.